Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the JV Impacts podcast, where we talk about motivation, health, and life. I'm your host, Coach JV, the top health and mindset coach in the world. Remember, what you believe in your heart, you think in your mind, will eventually become your words, and I'm sure you can answer it now, become your reality. If it's your first time on the podcast, I want to say welcome to the JV Impacts podcast. And if you sent this podcast to somebody else, I want to say thank you for helping us fulfill our mission of impacting lives every single day. Now check this out. We are just days away from the launch of our online system. I will have the web address for you very, very soon where you can join. Imagine we have thousands of listeners all over the world in different countries, all over the United States, and you now get to join and go through my 12-week body transformation, be part of our live gym. You're going to join live meetings here monthly in our live gym. Also, you're going to join the live gym and be able to work out with us, and you're going to have on-demand videos, and you're going to see my full body transformation, and it doesn't end there. You're going to have human optimization. You're going to have the opportunity to go into a program where there's going to be constant human optimization. If you're a member of our program, Kundalini yoga, meditation, all kinds of different things, a one-stop shop to keep you engaged, to keep you moving as a human, because we know what we're up against as we go out into that world. Let's see, what else is going on? If you're listening audibly on iTunes, Libsyn, Stitcher, what else? Spotify. I said iTunes already, right? We're on YouTube now. 3T Fitness. So I do all these podcasts on YouTube. If you do me a huge favor, like, subscribe, leave a comment. That would help us so much. Grow one of the top podcasts on YouTube as well. Cool thing, on Spotify, we actually hit the number 8 podcast in motivation. So if you type in motivation, you go to podcasts, JV Impacts is in the top 8 in motivation in the world, and we really appreciate that. We thank you so much for your support. And I think that's it for the announcements, but it is Motivation Monday. You made it. I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you. I'm going to start by saying this. Monday is the most important day of the week. Why? If you've been on my podcast for a long time, everybody's sleepy. Everybody's tired. They're bitching and complaining. They're bitching about their spouse, their partner, their loved one. They're hungover. They ate too much. And guess what? Well, they're at the water cooler. When they didn't prepare for the day by the day before on Sunday and get ready for the day, because they didn't get up early and get their workout in, they didn't get their water rocking and rolling, their coffee ready to go, they're sitting there at the coffee thing, at the water cooler talking crap. You have the opportunity to separate yourself as a human being. They're not going to get started till about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Then they're going to take lunch. That is about 4 to 5 hours for you to be more productive. Then Friday rolls around. You have another opportunity in 4 to 5 hours to be more productive, because around 12 o'clock, everybody's going to be talking about happy hour, all the things they're going to be doing on the weekend, and you have another 4 to 5 hours to be productive. Trust me, all those events will be there. You have all the opportunity in the world to talk about other people negatively outside of work. Be productive, be passionate, and be persistent, and you're going to rock everybody else out there. You're not going to have to even compete. You're not going to have to look at your competition. They're going to be left in the dust. Well, today's podcast is Bridge the Gap. Bridge the gap. We're coming off of It's Not Your Fault, blaming it on other people on Friday, but it actually is your fault. And I hope that resonated with you this weekend. I hope you're still hanging on the podcast. But today we're going to talk about, how do you bridge the gap in between you and success? What are the steps to do that, right? It's very, very simple. Now, I'm going to say this cautiously, because I don't like to tell anything to my subconscious mind negative. But I'm not the smartest cat in the world. I'm not the smartest cat in the world. I struggled to get my 4-year degree. I struggled to get my executive banking degree. I struggled to write my books, but I did it anyways. Now, here's the things that helped me get there. Successful people aren't always the smartest people on earth. Some of the smartest people on earth are some of the least common sense people, are some of the people that have the least common sense, and some of the people that can only educate other people but can never move forward to success, because they're too smart for their own good, because there's certain things that they're lacking. Knowledge is not power unless you use that knowledge. I'll say that again. Knowledge is not power unless you use that knowledge. But I'm going to show you how I bridged the gap the last 12 years after hitting rock bottom, and it's all in my book, Roids to Riches, on Amazon, ROIDS, Roids, like steroids, abbreviated, to Riches, The Fall and Rise of a Spiritual Man, on Amazon. And I'm going to tell you how I bridged the gap the last 12 years to get where I'm at in this 3T Fitness Revolutionary Facility, a podcast that's all over the world right now. Just finished up my 3rd book. What else do we got going on? We got the 3T Fitness Global System going. Am I bragging? No, but what I'm telling you is these are the steps I use to get from here and bridge that gap to success, because most people get stuck right here and they go back. And they go a little bit further, and they go back. And then they get right here, about to break through, boom, and they get pushed back, and they stay there the rest of their life, to live a mediocre life, to retire, to have to work at Walmart to pay for their medication. But here's what you do to bridge the gap. Number 1, time. We've talked about this incessantly. You have 24 hours in a day. 24 hours in a day. So the human body, some people need 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Let's just say, let's be generous. Let's say you slept 6 hours. I sleep about 4 hours a night, 4 to 5 hours, okay? So you have 18 hours left in your day. Let's say you work 8 hours a day, which most of you don't. Most people don't put in 8 hours of work. You actually sit there a lot of times, but you could be productive in other things if you want to grow your business, okay? You have 10 hours left. So you have an 8-hour workday, you got 24 hours, you slept for 6, you have 10 hours left. The question is, what are you doing with your 10 hours? What are you doing with your 10 hours? This 10 hours right here could completely change your life. Well, most people are watching TV, on YouTube. You're on YouTube right now, but you're doing something productive, and I'm going to talk about that in input. TV, YouTube, happy hour, doing things that don't move their life forward, and that's why they're not reaching success. So number one, you need to break down your time just like this and find out what you're doing in your 10 hours that could help you move forward. When you find out that 10 hours, what you're going to do with that, next is how are you going to get the money to get there? The beautiful thing is it used to be you go to school, get an education, you get a trade, or you get some type of skill, right? And then you go work for a company, you get a good 401k, and you get a good paycheck, right? And there was extremely successful and extremely poor and yada, yada, yada. It's still exactly the same. But the thing that's changed is you can make money anywhere now. So if you work for 8 hours and you have 10 hours left, you can drive Uber. You can do Grubhub. You can do all these things to make extra money to get you to success, or maybe get the money you need to start up your business without any debt, okay? Next is, what do you do with your money? Do you need to make more money, and how are you going to do that with the time that you have? So the 10 hours, how are you going to make more money to move yourself forward? Next, what do you value? This is important to get to success, because if you're trying to get into making money just to make money, you are going to fail. There is no get-rich-quick scheme. A lot of people I see are like, oh, I'm going to go on this online business, I'm going to do this. They don't exist. The people that show you that they're sitting on the beach, the, what is it called, laptop lifestyle, they're sitting there. You know how if they truly are that successful, I'd ask to see their financials. That's one thing I would ask, because 90, I don't know how many, I'm not going to throw a percentage out. A lot of people are lying. They're renting these boats, they're renting these cars, they're probably renting the girls that they're standing in front of and showing you they're sitting on a beach making, email money, mailbox money, right? Most of them just value making money. That is not sustainable, but also they're not successful. People that are actually sitting on the beach making money, I guarantee you they had years and years and years and years and years of beating on the craft until they became successful. So you need to find out what you value. What do you value? And whatever you value, I want you to double down on. So I value impacting someone's life every single day. So I found what I was doing with my time. I changed what I was doing with my time. I raised money to start a business, and I started doing what I value, impacting someone's life every single day. And that started to bridge the gap to success for me, okay? Next, this is the most important right here. This took me to massive success. Input, 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 input. I'm going to repeat this. Input, input. I got a little picture of an iPad right here, or drew a picture of an iPad. What you're putting in your brain right now, books, YouTube videos, self-development, will be your future in 5 years. I will repeat that. What you're putting into your mind right now will be your future in 5 years. Podcast, YouTube videos. If you're sitting there watching Netflix all day, you should expect to stay on this side of the bridge. But if every single day you're listening to a motivation podcast, you're reading books, you're going to seminars, you're self-developing, and everything you put into your inputs is positive, is helping you move forward, that's going to program your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is going to respond physiologically to your body. That's going to respond to your vibration. Like attracts like. It's going to be a good vibration going out. You're going to start to learn tools and techniques. You're going to have educated conversations. Your culture's going to change. Your environment's going to change. Next thing you know, you're going to be hanging around successful people, and boom, you're at success. So it's your time. What are you doing with your time? Break it down to 10 hours left. Most of you will have 10 hours left. What are you doing with that time? Next, how are you going to get more money to build the capital to start a business or do what you love or have enough money to live the life you want to live? Next, what do you value? What do you value, and double down on that? If you value crocheting, then double down on crocheting. Get on a YouTube channel and show people how to crochet. There's millions of people out there that want to learn how to crochet. Input, input, input. If you could take one thing from this right here will actually dictate all of this right here, right? Your input should take up a lot of your time, because the input is part of the 10 hours to help you learn more education to make more money, and the input is going to help you dial into what you value. So if this podcast impacts your life in any way, Follow me on my And One strategy. Send this podcast to one person who hasn't heard it yet. Help us fulfill our mission of impacting lives every single day. Remember, I love you very, very much, but damn well, don't let me love you more than you love yourself. This is Coach JV, and we'll talk to you on Health Tuesday.